or let us start it in paragraph 4, actually in paragraph 4. He says from paragraph 4, I hereby wish to clarify, I hereby clarify that the guy who was carrying the firearm, who was at the front when he entered the house, he was carrying the firearm in his right hand. It's very clear. He demanded money and cell phones. I can't remember what language he used. I think he was speaking in isiZulu or Sesotho. Paragraph 5. I can't describe the firearm the suspect was carrying, as it happened fast and I was scared. The firearm was blackish in color. I could see the front portion of the firearm. Paragraph 6, this is what it says. The suspect didn't say much. He just demanded the cell phones and money. The suspect was wearing a hoodie jacket and the hoodie was covering his head. I could see the dreadlocks protruding through the hoodie near his ears. Paragraph 7. He says the suspect's complexion was in between light and dark. He was not more light or darker. I want to state further that when I say a gun or revolver, I mean the same thing. Meaning a handgun, I don't know the different types of firearm. That is the end of paragraph 7. But what I want to take you through there is what is contained in paragraph 6, where he says, the suspect didn't say much. The suspect didn't say much. He just demanded the cell phones and money. Suspect was wearing a hoodie jacket and the hoodie was covering his head. I could see the dreadlocks protruding through the hoodie near his ears. Now, when we received the case docket, having read this statement, did you have a consultation with Mr. THWALA, with Mr. MTHOKOZISI THWALA with regard to this description that is contained in paragraph 6?
Ngicela ukubuza ukuthi wahamba yini wayoxoxisana noMthokozisi THWALA mayelana nalencazelo elethwa lapha ku-paragraph 6.
My Lord, yes. As I've said, there was a consultation between us and Mr. THWALA, and if one looks at his statements, my Lord, he made various statements. This is not the only statements. And if you look at the description, it is not constant. At the end of the day, my Lord, that's what he said with regard to the description, and I don't want now to interpret what he may have said when he came to testify. But yes, during the interview and engagement with him, we did approach him about these statements, but he made different statements. And every time he made a statement to different individuals, my Lord, there was this inconsistency in terms of the description, and we can go through his statement, my Lord, you will find it. The only statement which I took from him directly was in relation to the ID parade. And the issue of the demand of cell phone and money, that was consistent with what other witnesses said, because all of them says when the intruders came in, they demanded cell phone and money in Zulu. So there was consistency. But insofar as the description of the intruders, and it's not only isolated to Mr. THWALA. Even if you look at Tumelo Madlala's statement, Zandi, where they made different statements, there's no consistency. What is consistent is that the intruders demanded cell phone and money. One was carrying a firearm, or rather, the one in front was carrying a firearm, and there's a description of dreadlocks. The other description, my Lord, really, they are flimsy, to be honest. They are not, so it's not like a book which has a proper sequence where they sing the same tune. There is inconsistencies, and that is the fact, my Lord.
Engifuna ngiyavuma kodwa engifuna ukusho nakho ukuthi umthozisi thola kusona kuphela le statement asikhipha ziningane istatement azikhipha kodwa ke sikubonayo kulezi statement ukuthi izincazelo azikhipha kulezi statement incazelo ezehlukayo kodwa ke mina statement engakwazi ukuthi ngigcine ngikhulume naye ngaso sikhulumisana ngaso ilesi se-ID parade kodwa ke kuyavela kubo bonke ofakazi ukuthi yebo bafike bacela ama-cellphone nemali and ngoba wonke umuntu osinika ufakazi usitshela kona lokho ngoba kuyavela nakuTumelo Madlala nakuZandi ukuthi ke lo wayengaphambili wayephethe isibhamu futhi wayephethe nama-dress clothes kodwa ke izincazelo eziningi esizitholayo uthola ukuthi izincazelo ziyehlukana.
And when I say the differ, my lord, I'm referring to the description. I'm sure Advocate Mnisi have seen them. I mean, if we go through the statements, insofar as the description of the intruders, you find slight differences. But what is constant with all the statements, my lord, is that there were two intruders. One was armed with firearm. There was a struggle. That is constant. It doesn't change. There was a struggle between the deceased and the intruders with the firearm, and there was that shot that was fired. And the demand of Zulu, of money in Zulu, that is constant. So insofar as the description, that is where it's not accurate, Malu. I don't want to say it's not accurate, it's not aligned. So you don't get the same pattern as you get where it is said there were two intruders, one was armed with a firearm, there's a struggle. That is constant with all the statements. The demand of cell phone and money is constant. The firing of the shed and the intruders running away, that is constant. The differences comes in the description, my lord, of the perpetrators.
Engifuna ukuphinde ngichaze lapho ukuthi yebo kukhona lapho into ekhulunywa ofakazi efanayo khona kodwa ke uma sesichaza ukuthi labantu babenjani ukhona ukwehlukana kodwa ke uma sesikhuluma ngokuthi babe bengaki bonke bathi babe babili uma bekhuluma ngesibhamu bonke bathi oyedwa wayephethe isibhamu bonke bayakhuluma ukuthi kwaba nokuzabalisana ukuzabalaza phakathi mufi nomunye walaba ngenile futhi bayachaza nokuthi lapho ke kwadutshulwa bayachaza futhi nokuthi bafika lapho ke bafuna ukuthi banikwe izinto ezithize bekhuluma ngesizulu bonke futhi bakhuluma ngento eyodwa mabethi babaleke.
Yes, my lord, that's my answer.
So the gist of my question is, having gone through this statement, you never went back to him for purposes of clarifying what he's saying here.
Mangisho ukuthi emva kokuthola le statement awuzange ubuyele kubona ukuthi uyocacisa ukuthi babethini.
My lord, I consulted with him. As I said, these witnesses, my lord, made various statements. I'm not so sure whether one would have created that impression because my understanding, when you interview a witness, the witness must tell you what they saw. You don't guide them to tell what you think the investigation is going. They've explained on numerous occasions to different investigating officers. Mine was to establish that this is his statement, this is what he recalled, and obviously seek clarities, which was done even when we consulted with the DPP, my lord. Not to guide him to say now, no, this is not in line with, because then you'll be influencing the investigation. That's not how it's done. That's what he said before my time. And when my time came, I took the statement of what he told me regarding the identification because that's the truth. You want the truth to be presented as they are, not to sugarcoat it, my lord. So what is there, it's how it was, my lord.
Njengoba bese ngichazile ukuthi ke la ufakazi laba bakhipha istatement nje uTumelo Madlala wakhiphe istatement ezakhishwa lapha zazi iziningana kodwa ke uma ngiya kumsolo kumuntu ufakazi ngiyobuza umbuzo ngiye ngimbuze ngoba ngifuna ukutholisisa kahle ukuthi iqiniso leyini angiyena ukuthi ngiyomtshela ukuthi khona abakhipha ezinye istatement ezingahambisani naloko kushoyo cha ngiyofuna mina ukuthola ukuthi uthini nokuthola isiqinisekiso ukuthi yini ayichaza noma yini ayisho lapha ngoba ekugcineni sizama ukuthola iqiniso.
Brigadier Kininda, yes. Ultimately, did you or did you not consult with him on the aspect that I've just put before court that are contained in the statement?
I did, my lord. That's why I'm saying, my understanding, when you consult with someone, my lord, you take them through what they've said and you obviously try to get an indication of whether there is any other recollection or anything that they want to add or minus, my lord. So that's the purpose of the consultation. So that was done.
Yebo ngakwenza lokho ukuthi ngiyokhulumisana naye man ukuthi wayetheni ngasekuqaleni ngoba engifunayo uma ngiyokhulumisana naye ngifuna ukuthi angichazele ukuthi yini ayisho nokuthi mhlambe khona yini enye into ayikhumbulayo noma kukhona yini okunye afisa ukuthi akunezezele yikho ngithi mina ngaya kuyena sokhulumisana.
Thank you, Brigadier. You constantly keep on referring to Exhibit HA. I'm sorry. You constantly keep on referring to Exhibit HH and JJ throughout your evidence, not so?
Ushayela ukuthi ukhulume ngombukiso lana HH no JJ akunjalo?
Well, not throughout my evidence, my lord. I refer to HH and JJ when it is relevant. When, for example, I said I had to take that exhibit into account when I was doing the collaboration. So not throughout the evidence, but yes, I've mentioned the two exhibits a number of times, my lord.
Angikhulumi nje ngaso zonke ikhathi kodwa ngikhuluma kufanele HH no JJ ngikuveze ngoba ngizama ukuchaza ukuthi kukhona ukuhambisana kobufakazi esabuthola.
Thank you. The reason why you constantly keep on referring to JJ, or as you would put it, as and when there's a need for you to do that, is because you want to go and tap into Exhibit HH or JJ with a view to find a corroboration that is independent from what HH and JJ are saying, not so?
Ngijayele ukuveza HH and JJ ngoba uzama ukuthi ke ulethe ubufakazi obuletha ukuhlangana ubufakazi obuzimele obuhlukile ku-HH no JJ.
Sorry, my lord, I don't understand the last part, the independent part. So I followed the beginning, but the independent part of your question, I've missed it.
Angikutholisisi indaba yangasekugcineni ukuthi umuthi obuzimele uchaza ukuthini. Owasekuqaleni ngiyakuzwisisa.
Evidence of a collaborative nature, not so. In other words, you go to JJ and HH and determine whether the evidence, which is of a collaborative nature, aligns with what is contained in HH and JJ, not so?
Kusho ukuthi ke wena umuthi ufuna ubufakazi obuhambisanayo, kusho ukuthi ufuna ubufakazi obuhambisana no HH no JJ akunjalo?
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Adi yebo kunjalo?
Thank you. So basically, it is this Exhibit HH and JJ which are pioneering, or which actually are pioneering the motive to further probe in order to find out whether there is collaborative evidence or not so?
Ukuthi u-HH no JJ usebenzisa njengamavulindlela okukhombisa ukuthi kungaba khona obuyimfakazi obuvumelanayo kunjalo?
Not only that, my lord. So not only that, there were other factors. That's why I said there were other, for example, the statements of people who had access to accused 3, because we are dealing with accused 3, who gave statements that obviously corroborate what may be contained in Exhibit HH. But the collaboration that didn't start there, my lord. The investigation started when accused 1 started making statements, and then we moved from there. And then it then gave rise to the existence of HH and JJ. But where the whole exercise started with the citing of accused 1 and the confessions that he